Hello and welcome to another Monday Night Live with Cassie. I'm Cassie with Created by Cassie, and I am so thankful that you're choosing to join me tonight for this live. We're going to have so much fun. I hope you guys have had a great start to the week. It was a pretty easy day for me. I was actually off work, which was really nice. So I've been able to play with this new bundle for me, and I'm really excited to share with you guys what I have come up with. I only have two designs tonight, but one of them is very intense. So, one second, both text message for somebody to watch. All right. I have two designs, and one of them is pretty intense, pretty put together. So I thought I'd only do two tonight, so we didn't go too long. But if this is your first time watching me, go ahead, put this emoji down in the comments so that I can say hello and welcome you to my channel. Make sure that you have subscribed and hit that bell to make sure that you are notified whenever I go live or whenever I am posting a new video, because I do that sometimes. All right. I also have a class that is out right now, my Cheers and Sips class to go. The registration is open until July 11th. It'll make 8 projects, which is 2 cards, or two each of 4 designs. There's 2 fun fold cards, there's a gift card holder, and a gift tag. It includes a full pack of the Celebratory Sips DSP, a full pack of the Strawberry Slush and Pretty and Pink Gems. The cardstock is going to be cut and scored for each project. It's going to have a PDF instruction. Hello, Rosie. How are you? So good for you to join tonight. You also get a PDF instructions and an exclusive YouTube video virtual instructions. Or visual instructions, I'm sorry. So that if you want to follow along, you can do that as well. And of course, a pillow gift for me. And then I would love to send you a card in the mail if you haven't already and you would like to. Go ahead, sign up for my email list. Link is in the description. All links are in the description. And go ahead, put your email in, and then there's a spot that you can put your address just for me, and I will add you to my card mailing list. And if you put your birth month and day, I will add you to my birthday card list as well. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So tonight, the bundle that we are working with is Inspiring Imperfections. This is the Kintsugi suite that we have, and it was a little bit of a challenge for me. It's very different than what I normally work with, but I had a really fun time with it, and I'm so excited to show you guys what I've come up with. So let me go ahead, point you down. All right, I'm going to go ahead and show you the bundle real quick. This is the bundle. The sentiments are: thanks for helping me through this difficult time. You inspire me. There is beauty in your history. I know you'll get through this and be stronger for it. And then I'm here for you. It's got these 2 beautiful little, I guess they're like pottery pieces, vases. This is a vase in like a bowl. These are little imperfections, little cracks that are going to be, I guess you cover them up. And then this cute little flower right here, so pretty. This is a photopolymer stamp set, so you can see through it. And the dies that are with the bundle, you get the 2 pieces to cut out the vase and the bowl there. You've got these 2 pieces to cut out the little imperfections. You also get these 2 beautiful dies here. Oh, Australia, 8:30 a.m. Nice. Wonderful. 9 degrees. Oh, wow. 48 degrees. So, wow. It's cold there. I think it's in the 90s here. 80s, 90s. It's really warm. So happy you're joining tonight. There's these 2 beautiful accent pieces here that I absolutely love. You also get to cut out the 2 different floral pieces here, and then there's also a little cute little tag here that is really cool. It's also kind of like an imperfections piece got a piece of gold foil stuck on there. It's kind of got those imperfections on the sides here, which I really love. How's your day been, Rosie and Merja? Is it Merja? Is that how you say it? I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. All right, I also want to show you the DSP that comes with the suite for this. It's beautiful. It is called Kintsugi Inspirations, and I only have one set of this so far, so I've cut into a couple of the pieces, but this is one of the pieces here. It's white with this beautiful gold across it. So pretty. And then the back here is this beautiful swirly pattern. Isn't that so pretty? Then we've got this piece here. There is an embossing folder that goes with this that I did not use for tonight, but it is like this. It's got the different parts in it here. So pretty. And then the back side for this, I think it goes this way. They're like a little, it's like a little floral sprig. I don't know if you can see that. It's really, really pretty. This is probably my favorite piece. This beautiful, I'm pretty sure this is Misty Moonlight, and then it's got this beautiful gold on top. So pretty. And the back side here is this petal pink. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of like a little floral pattern there with kind of like a curly-Q kind of floral pattern. Kind of going all over the place. And then, see, I've cut into all these. All right, so then we have this beautiful, beautiful piece right here. And this kind of reminds me a little bit of bamboo. I don't think that's what it is, but it kind of reminds me of that. But we've got the beautiful imperfection lines there, and then we've got some really pretty leaves going on, and the back of this one is gorgeous too. I really am loving the Misty Moonlight in this bundle. And then this is the final piece. This is the Misty Moonlight and the gold. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so pretty. And then the back side is this petal pink with these beautiful florals on here. So, so pretty. I absolutely love it. So let's go ahead. We're going to get into it. We are going to do the easier card first. So this is the first card for tonight. It is a fun fold. Yes, it is. Oh, merrier. As in more than, oh, merrier. Oh, I love that. That's so pretty. Aw. Well, now I know what it is, so I won't mess it up. I'm sorry. It is gorgeous paper, isn't it? I love it. I love it. All right, so this is the first card here, and it opens this way. Isn't that beautiful? It's got that beautiful gold. And then we open this way, and you can write your message here. So beautiful, right? So I'm going to show you how I made this. All right, so I did do a little bit different for this one. So I didn't have to color this because the other one is color heavy. So we're going to do Misty Moonlight on this one. And also this is a fun way to give you guys ideas on different colors to use. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a little bit of a different color palette here. All right, and then I've got this piece right here. That's going to be our bottom flip flap here. All right, so to start, what we're going to do is I'm going to put this piece of DSP. It's the back of the one that has, I think I forgot to show you this piece. I bet you because I cut into it. I probably did, yeah, because I cut into it because I was using it so much. So this is the other piece of DSP. It has this as a background. Sorry about that. And I used both pieces. This is all that I've got left. But it's still the 12 by 12. But it's got these beautiful pieces here that the dies do cut out. They cut these out. All right, so the back of this piece here is this one. So we're going to, on our card front here, I'm just going to glue this down with my green glue. Yeah, Mary, my name, Cassie, I can't tell you how many times I've been called Casey. It's so funny. So I get what you mean about the bane of, you know, your name being a challenge for some people. I've had that as well. All right, so we have our front piece here. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take this piece here, and it's 3 inches this way, so it's scored here at 3, and I don't even know how much this is. I just kind of cut it off. So what I'm going to do is open this up. What I want to do is line this edge here down here with the bottom of this card, the card base here. And what we're going to do is we're going to line these 2 edges. Let's see if I can pull this up. If you can see, this is actually shorter, there we go, than the actual card base here, and that's because I want it to line up with the DSP here. So when we are going to line it up at the base here, we're going to line these edges with the DSP edge, but still have it so that it is right there flush at the end. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and put some green glue, which is my favorite. And you guys like green glue, or do you do the seal? I do the seal sometimes. All right, so I'm going to line this up on the front here. Push this down. Kind of got that where I need it, so I'm just going to wiggle this. Put this down. I'm going to scooch it over just a touch, and then I just want to push it down to make sure that it is flush to the base here, and it is perfect. All right, so now we have our little flap here, and it closes. Got a little too tight, that's okay. Just like that. So it'll open this way, and then it'll open this way. Pretty simple, right? All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to put our next piece of DSP right here on this flap here. And how I cut it was so that it's going to have an edge of the cardstock on this side and on this side. And I think I cut I think it's 1/8 off of the this piece of DSP here. So it's 3 inches this way, and it's going to be complete 4 inches this way because we want it to cover the whole side this way. So the cardstock is 3 inches, so if you just take 1/8 off, that will be the size that you need to get it to have that border on the top and the bottom. So again, I'm going to glue this right here. Let's see. There we go. And I'm just going to put this on the edges, on the right and the left, but the top and the bottom is going to have a little bit of that misty moonlight popping through. Isn't that pretty? I love this paper so much. All right, then for this one, what I did was I stamped and colored, but for this one, I wanted to show you guys how you can use the DSP for the vase and the bowl. So this is cut out of that paper. This one right here, it's cut out of here. I just die cut it with our bundle here, the die cuts that come with the bundle, and it fits directly over, and the little bowl does as well here. So I just cut those 2 out, and I've got this one here, and then I cut this blue one out to go with this misty moonlight here. And also on this page we have these beautiful flowers, where here I stamped and colored, This one is already colored from the DSP, so we're going to use these so I can show you how to use the DSP in case you don't like to color. So what I'm going to do first is I need to grab my top cutting plate for my cut and emboss machine, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this first vase here. I'm going to grab my, if I can get it here, this is my little X-Acto knife here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut just a little tiny slit right at in between this edge and this edge here. So we're going to, what we're going to do is we're going to take and put our flower in between and nestle it down in there. So I just use my cutting plate here, and I'm just going to take my knife and just do a little line. Make sure that it went through. Put my little, well, let's do this one too. It's not that one, it's this one right here. Go ahead and do both of these, and I just want to make sure, yep. This one, since it's not the basic white, it cuts a little bit easier. So now we have this little opening here where we can slip our flowers behind. All right, so for this tall one right here, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take the taller vase, and I'm just gonna take this stem here and stick it right through so that it looks like it is coming out of that vase. And on the back, it looks like this. And I'm just going to kind of get it where I want it. I'm gonna grab my little piece of tear and tape here. And I'm just going to make sure I have it the angle I want. Let's go with it right there. And then I'm just going to stick a piece of tear and tape on it to hold it in place. And that's going to go right there. And then for our bowl right here, they didn't have any of the little ones for me to cut out of the paper, so I did stamp, and we're going to color these. And for this, we're going to use Pretty in Pink. So I'm going to do the dark Pretty in Pink, and I actually colored all of them as if they were flowers. I didn't, they all looked like flowers to me and not leaves. So I colored them as if they were all flowers or flower buds. Yeah, we're going to do 3 of these. So I'm going to color this one as well. And we're just going to nestle these down in this little bowl or pot to give it kind of a cute little, like, looks like you have these little flowers kind of growing out of them. Thought it was really pretty. So to do this, I just colored in with one color, which this one is Petal Pink. This is the dark, and I actually think that should be okay with the coral. I'll do the light coral. This is the light Calypso coral. I won't put as much. Just do a little bit here in the middle. Since this one's a little bit lighter, this I kind of pulled it out a little bit more of that coral, but I just kind of did a little dot there in the middle of each of them, just to give it a little bit of variation in color, if you can see. So pretty, right? All right, and then this one's gonna go in the middle because when I die cut it, it moved on me, and it's got this extra white on the bottom there, so that one's gonna be my middle piece. What I did, I'm gonna take this piece right here, I'm just going to stick this, whoops, if I can get it, right here in between I'm going to pull it over there just like that. Then for this one, I'm going to stick the longer end down inside there, and I'm just going to maneuver it around, whoops, to where I want it. This guy just needs to stay right there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tape these so that they stay. Just going to grab a piece of tear and tape. Normally I use regular like clear tape, but for this it's small, so I just wanted to do a little bit smaller piece of tape, and that's much easier. All right, so we have our two pieces here. So this piece here just has this little flower in there, and this piece has this edge down underneath in that little hole that we made. And then I'm just going to take this one here, and I'm just going to put this big flower so that it's here in the middle, and it's kind of popping through there at the top. I'll flip this over, add another right there. So there we have our cute little pot with some flowers coming out, and I actually think I'm going to add a little bit more of the coral to this back one so it kind of stands out a little bit more. Maybe we'll add a little bit more to the bigger ones just so that they stand out a little bit more, just like that. Isn't that beautiful? I thought it was really pretty. All right, so this is going to go right here. And then we have our little banner here, imperfect banner. Hey Jen, how are you? I missed your comment earlier. So that's going to go up here, and the sentiment that I chose is, "There's beauty in your history." And let me grab that one from our bundle here. Let's see, I think it's this one. Yep. So I'm going to grab that and a block. I think this one, I can use a smaller block. This one. I've been trying to use the right size blocks for my stamps so that I don't get so much ink on my block or my fingers. All right, so I'm going to use Misty Moonlight for this one. For this here, this was Lost Lagoon, and then this is Pretty Peacock. And the back of this is Pretty Peacock, and the back of this is Cloud Cover. If you want to know how to coordinate that color there. So the back here is Misty Moonlight. Hey Bev, how are you? Is Misty Moonlight, and then this is also Misty Moonlight. And then instead of doing the peacock, we're going to do the Misty Moonlight on this one to coordinate with our, I can get this here, coordinate with our background. Okay, that's good, Bev. And I'm just going to stamp this here in the middle. And again, it says, "There is beauty in your history," which I love that. I think that's so pretty. And then for anybody just jumping on, this is the card that we're making. This is the, I already forgot, Inspiring Imperfections Bundle. It opens this way, and then it's going to open this way. It's a fun fold, and it's just gorgeous with this Inspiring Imperfections Bundle here. All right, so we have our sentiment, which is going to go right here. I better close this before I stick my hand in it, because I totally will do that. Whoops, I don't want to lose all my pieces. Come back here. All right, so we can go ahead and start putting these down. So for the larger one here, I'm just going to kind of visually see where it's going to hit so that I know where not to put my dimensionals. So I'm going to put, I'm not going to go higher than right here. So I'm going to stick one here and one there. Yep, that'll work. And then for this, it doesn't matter where we put it because it is going to go. Oh wait, it does, because I'm going to put that. So it does matter. You don't want to put it where it's going to hit the, where it's going to overlap. And I just totally did that. Yeah, so it's going to overlap a little bit, so you don't want the dimensional right there. But I do want a dimensional to help hold this puppy in place. There we go. That one came off. Yep. All right. So we can pull these off. Let me grab my little bowl here so that I don't get these all over the place. And I'm going to try to get this where it's going to be centered. I'm not going to push it down too hard yet. So I just want to make sure that looks pretty straight. Then this one, we're going to overlap just a little bit, so we don't want that dimensional over here. I'm going to try to make it, you know, mostly even right here. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? There we go. All right, and then now I think this is a tad bit crooked. There we go. Maybe this one's crooked. It's hard to tell with the imperfection lines here. I'm sure these have like a actual name, but I just keep calling them the imperfection lines. All right, and so then I use this cute little die here that we have in our gold foil, and it's just this little piece right here. It's one of the accent dies that we get, and all I did was I took a glue dot here and I just stuck it on the back there, and I'm just going to kind of nestle this down behind just to kind of give it a little bit of that extra gold right there. Isn't that beautiful? I love the shine that that gold gives. All right, and then we're going to put dimensionals on the back of our sentiment here. Our strip that has imperfections on the edge, which I think are beautiful. Isn't that pretty? And I'm just going to put one side down, and then I'm going to make sure that it looks straight. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Very different looking than the one that we colored, right? Or the one that I colored. So this one is where you stamp and color, and this is using the DSP. So pretty. All right, now we're going to work on our inside right here. And we have, I forgot to cut this one. Let's cut this one. So we have this bowl that's going to go on the inside. Again, that's from the DSP. I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife and just cut a line so that we can slip our little flowers down behind it here. I'll put this over here. All right. Yeah. I didn't cut all the way through. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to take my flower. I'm going to stick one here. And the only thing you want to make sure is that when you close, you're not going to see it above here. So we have that one there. And then I actually liked this one like really far down. I'm actually going to cut this one with my paper snips. Cut that piece off. And I'm just going to stick this one down here, kind of coming out like that. And then if we close it, yep, we don't see it. So I'm going to just glue down just the, let's see, I don't want to move my flowers. I better take those down. They're going to move on me before I get them glued. All right. Now we can glue. So we're going to glue just the bottom, just the bowl. And again, I'm just going to make sure I know where that top is so that I don't have them coming up. Yep, perfect. All right, then I'm going to grab my dimensionals, and I'm going to take one off, and then I'm going to take the other backing off, and I'm going to stick it right behind the flower here, just so that pops it up a little bit, gives it a little bit of extra dimension. And I'm going to do that with the other one as well. Isn't that so pretty? And again, these are the ones that are cut out of the Kintsugi Inspiration DSP, and these are colored, stamped and colored. All right, so this is the other die that comes with it, the little kind of accent pieces. So we've got the little one here, and then we've got this larger one. So this is the larger one that when it comes out, and then that smaller one is like the one we used on the front here. They're so beautiful. So this one's going over here, and then this one I put right here. Hey Carol, how are you doing? Hope you had a good Monday. Oops, I have a piece that I didn't pop out. Carol, we are making this beautiful card right here with the Inspiring Imperfections Bundle. And then it opens this way. So pretty, right? Love it. All right, so I'm going to take our little, our bigger accent piece, and I'm just going to get a little tiny dab of glue on the end of my glue here, green glue, and I'm just going to kind of gently dab it across just to get a little bit of glue on the back of that. And so we're going to stick this right here, and you do have to kind of hold it a second. If I was smart, I would have used adhesive sheets, but I was not smart today. So it just takes a second holding it down for it to adhere there. And then we're going to do the same thing with this. We're just going to put the, I have another piece here that's not out. I thought I popped them all out. All right. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just right here, because we're just going to nestle that right behind this little flower here. Coming out just like that. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, I love that. All right, then we've got to do our inside. So this is basic white. I actually cut this to 4 by 5 1/4 because I wanted it to match up with our flap right here, since our flap is slightly shorter than the card. So what we're going to do, I am going to just glue this down here. Whoops, ran off the side there. And I'm just going to make sure that it is flush with this flap here. There we go. So pretty. Then I'm going to take another one of the gold pieces here, and I'm just going to stick a couple pieces or a couple dots of glue Some of those were a little bit big. Just gonna swoosh it around there. And then I'm gonna stick this right here. Just like that. So for this one, which I colored, I did stamp and color this flower here. This one was all colored. And this one, except for these flowers right here, is using all DSP. So I wanted to kind of give you guys a variation of, if you like to color, this is a great way to use this set. But if you don't like to color, you can make the same thing, but you can use it with the die cuts. So this is beautiful, right? And then we almost forgot, we have to do our embellishments. So I have the, these are the flowering accents. They come with the suite for the Inspiring Imperfections. I think it's the Kintsugi something suite. The bundle is the Inspiring Imperfections. So I'm already out of my smaller ones, so I'm going to pull those out. I'm going to take one of these larger, I'm going to stick it down here. I just think these embellishments are so beautiful. They're so gold. All right, I'll take this one. Let's put this one here. It really helps to bring out that gold foil. Come here. And then where did I put that one on here? Yep, that's where I would put it here too. So pretty. And that's our first card. And it opens this way. So you have a little fun surprise down there. And then you have plenty of room to write your message. And again, this one is with the die cuts, the paper, the DSP, and this one is using the stamps and the alcohol markers, Stampin' Blends. So pretty. All right, now this is my second project. It's actually the last project for tonight, but it is very it's kind of involved. So I thought I would just do two projects tonight. But this is our project for tonight. Actually, it goes this way. So we've got that, and it opens this way. And you can also have it where it's folded this way. And it said, this one says, "You inspire me." And this pulls out so that you can write your message. Get that back in there. And it also can hold, it can stand up. You can have it either way. The front of this one is "There's beauty in your history." And you can have it, set up either way that you want. The way that I designed it though was for this to be the front and this to be the back, with the sentiment or the where you can write your message back here. So I'm going to show you how I made this. Let's see, let's start with this one right here. So let's get our stuff together here. So I need the pink, and then it's this one, right? Yep, this one. We can put this stuff back in here. All right, so for this, I don't know if you can tell, but this is heat embossed in gold on the on this basic white piece right here. So to do that, I'm going to grab my heat emboss item. So I have my Versamark, I have my embossing buddy, and then then I have my gold powder, embossing powder here. Just don't want to spill it. All right. And for this, I used the two different dies that the two different stamps that we have. Got all my stuff sitting on the top of the stamps. So we have this smaller one here, and then this longer one. And I actually started, normally they say start with the longest one. I didn't do that. I started with the smallest. So I'm going to grab this smaller of the imperfection lines. I'm going to do my embossing buddy right across the whole front here. I'm going to take my Versamark, and you're not going to see it yet. I'm probably not going to see it yet either. I had a hard time seeing it when I was stamping it, when I did it this first time. But I promise it's on there. So we have one there. Let's do one, maybe, yeah, we'll go right like this. And do one over here. And then we'll do one right here. Then I'm going to swap out, and I'm going to do the larger. Still have gold flecks in here. So I'm going to do this larger piece here, and I'm going to grab this block. Ink this up here with the Versamark, which is basically just like a sticky ink. And now I gotta figure out where I stamped. Let's see. I'm gonna stamp right here. Let's go this way. I'm trying to see where I stamped already. So there's that one. Stamped up here, so let's do one maybe this way. They're right there. And then should be there and there, so we're going to do one. Let's do it this way. Right here. All right. Let me stick this back on here. Now I'm going to take let's see if I can get this up. Okay, I'm going to take my powder here. I have this little tiny spoon, and I am just going to run it across with the powder. Stick this guy out of the way here. And then our lines, our imperfection lines, are going to show up. Magic, right? You can also go back after if you didn't get them, get enough of where you wanted them to be. Like if you wanted more lines. And I always like to, that's my dog Dublin saying hello, and that my neighbor is home. I always like to go over it a second time just to make sure it got the whole area, and I'm going to get a really good transfer. Get this one here. There we go. And I always go through after and try to get any of the extra pieces off. Our heat embossing kit does come with a little brush. Well, it's not really, it's little, but it's not little. so I have a hard time with it sometimes. But I think that is good. Actually, I'll show you one of my tricks. I get my tweezers and I just, this is my perfectionism coming into play here with an imperfection bundle. Oh shoot, I stuck my finger right in that. Redo this one here. All right. All right, that works. We put this lid on so I don't send all the powder flying. Then I'm gonna grab our heat tool. I have it wrapped around my table here. Let's see if I can get it out. There we go. All right, so this is our heat tool. It has 2 settings, 1 and 2. 1 is to dry and 2 is to heat emboss. So I'm going to turn that on. Let me see. I actually think some of that powder, maybe it's just because it's drying. It's gotten lighter. So I'm just going to heat this up until it turns gold, like a shiny gold. There we go. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, as it's changing. I love to heat emboss. And you just want to make sure your fingers are not anywhere near the heat because it's hot. Let's see. There we go. All right. Wrap this back here so it doesn't hit anything since it's hot. All right. So this is our card front. Isn't that really pretty? So we're going to take our piece, our petal pink here, and these are using our everyday arch dies, which are one of my absolute favorites. And I'm just going to, where's my green glue? I'm going to green glue it down, but I'm not going to, oh no, that's right. That's the other piece that I'm not going to glue right. All right. There's a lot of steps on this card, but I thought it was so pretty. I wanted to show you guys how to do it. All right, so I'm just going to center this here. There we go. All right, then what I did, I stamped and cut and then colored these two, the vase and the bowl. And where did I put my, I was going to show you how I colored, if I can find, here they go. I colored two, because I have a set here and then a set on the back. So I was going to show you how I colored one set of them. And I already colored the other one. So we have one of those. And I have that and this. Goes back in there. Alright, so I stamped and then cut each one of these. Let's go this way. Then what I started with was my petal pink, and I did my light petal pink. There it is. Started with my light petal pink, and I'm just going to color the flowers with the light petal pink. And these are small ones on this little bowl right here. And I actually found it didn't matter if you went out of the lines because the cloud cover is going to cover it. Alright, so then we're going to go right across this one here. Then there's a little dot right there that I colored. We've got this big one here. You guys have this set yet? It's very out of my wheelhouse. I usually do more pretty floral types of cards or bundles, or there we go. I think that's all of them. Alright, I'm going to go back with the dark petal pink and just kind of put little spots of it around just to kind of give it a little bit of variation in color. We've got this one here, and then do this here. There we go. Alright, next, let's see. I used Old Olive, and I'm going to start with the light Old Olive. I did use the brush tip on this one. It just made it easier to get in these leaves here. Excuse me. Are you guys a color, or do you prefer to cut it out of the paper? I actually really like to color. So this was good for me because I really enjoyed the color time on here. Oh, I forgot those. We'll go back for that one. So this one I'm just coloring all the leaves in with the light Old Olive. Put that in there. This was a big leaf here. These colors together, I would not have thought to put them together, but they are so pretty. I actually, when I was playing around with this bundle, I actually had a couple pieces of cardstock that I stuck these colors together, and I was like, oh, that's really pretty. And that's kind of, whoops, that's kind of how I came up with the color with this one. I was like, those are really nice together. Not what I normally would have put together. Alright, we've got that one, and then this one. And missed a spot. I'm going to go back real quick with my dark petal pink because I forgot these little dots right here. It's these little dots that are right here. I colored those as if they were, hi Mandy, how are you doing? Yep, we've done one card so far. This is our, this is going to be the last card for tonight because it's a bit involved. Alright, now I'm going to go back with the dark Old Olive. I'm still going to use the brush tip. I'm just going to kind of highlight some of those lines, just real quick and rough, because it will blend itself in. I'm doing good. It's a good Monday so far. Almost over, but it was nice having a long weekend. My long weekend ends today because I took off today. All right, so we've got our leaves done. Then what I did was I did cloud cover. So I'm going to do light cloud cover. And again, I'm going to use that brush end because it is just easier to get in all of these little grooves. And I just quickly colored. I wanted it to be where you still saw some of the like it wasn't solid color. It kind of had that marbly kind of look, you know, some of it's dark, some of it's not. So I just colored quick across it, just one coat, just to get a little bit of color on it, but it still looks imperfect, as the bundle is named. Inspiring Imperfections. I love that name. I think it's so fun. Alright. Isn't this beautiful? I love these colors together. I'm just going to go around here. It does have quite a bit of smaller areas. The bowl is a little bit quicker to color, but I know some of you guys love to see how I do the shading and stuff, so I thought I would leave this one to color so you can see how I did it. Alright, almost there. And I'm just pressing really lightly, hardly at all with the tip, because I don't want to smash my tip down on my brush end. Alright. And then this one right here. And this one goes much faster. Just go around these. Got some on that petal, but that's okay. That was one thing with this when I was playing with it that I liked, was the name has imperfection in it, and so if it's not perfect, like, that goes along with the whole thing. All right, I'm gonna color in this top here. I forgot to do that over here. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to go back with the dark cloud cover with the bullet end here, and I'm just going to highlight these little swirlies. I don't know what else to call them, like little swirls. And then I'm just going to highlight this rim here. And then for this, I'm going to color this base here of this bowl. And I'm going to go over it twice because I want to make sure that it's defined, that it's different shade of blue. So, alright, and then one more coat on this one. Isn't this so pretty? And again, if you don't like to color, you can use the DSP and pull it out of that. Alright, so that's how I colored them. Give you a little bit of a close-up here. I think these are the two I just did. Aren't they so pretty? The colors together are just so pretty. Alright, then what we're going to need to do is stamp our sentiment here on our cardstock. And this, I just cut a piece of petal pink cardstock. And I think I still have, there is beauty in your history on my stamp block here. Thank you, Mandy. You know, these colors are so pretty. So pretty together. And I love that it's kind of made to be imperfect. This is Misty Moonlight. I'm going to stamp that right here on our sentiment strip. I think that's partly what made it so much fun playing with this one, because I'm such a perfectionist, but it was okay if it wasn't. I mean, it's always okay that it's not perfect, but this one, it kind of called for not being perfect. All right, so I stamped that in Misty Moonlight. Let's see if I can close it. All right, so then to get this, I have two that are going on the back side. So how I did this, I'm just going to lay this out here. I have the tall one there, and I kind of put the shorter one, or the bowl, a little bit further down than the vase. Let's see. And then, yep, that goes like that. All right, so I'm going to grab my dimensionals. And I'm just going to flip this right here so I know where I want it. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on the vase here. Yeah, I think I want one over here. All right, so I'm going to pop these off. I'm going to hold my finger right here so I know it's where I want it. And I'm not going to push down too hard yet, because I want to make sure I have it exactly where I want it. That was one thing with doing the heat embossing on this that I liked, as opposed to putting the gold foil on, because it pulled the foil off when I tried. And I was like, that's no good. You can't have the foil coming off. I think that still needs to come up. I tell you, these lines, they mess with my eyes to get it where I want it. I think that's better. Yeah. All right, so he can stay there. Now, I don't want to put a dimensional on this side because it's going to overlap here, so I'll stick my finger there so I don't do that again, because I did that earlier. So I'm going to put that one there, and then one down here, and I'm just going to overlap it a little bit. And then I'm just going to put one of our side pieces here, whoops, down here at the bottom, if I can get it. Which is the bottom? Right here. Is that this side? Yep, it's this side. And this is just so it doesn't hit the pieces that are already popped up here. And just want this kind of centered. There we go. Just like that. So that is the front of this piece, and then to do the back of this one, I used a basic white. So we have our basic white cut to the same size as the front petal pink is, and then this is the foil, the cloud cover and strawberry slush and pretty in pink foil that we have, that I cut out to be, this is the cloud cover. I cut it out to be just a outer piece, a frame, and then we're going to need these two pieces and then this piece, and then we can put these over here where I'm not going to lose them. All right, so what I did first, I'm going to go ahead and glue this back down. And this is just going to make a real finished look on the back here. I don't know about you guys, if I have something with a die cut, I always like to try to put something behind it if I can. So if I were to give it as a card like this, I would put one of these on the back because I don't like the way that it looks without it. It's got that bumpy texture back there. All right, and then then we've got to do this piece. So to do this, how I did this was I went ahead and cut a cloud cover piece in the same size as this, and then I just took, let me grab my dies so that I can show you. I think this was not the biggest, but the next one. I think it's this one. Nope, it is the biggest. All right, come out. There we go. All right, so I cut the whole cloud cover piece out, and then I went back and I flipped this over. I lined up the dots with the dots that are already there, and then ran it back through, and I got this piece. You can also just run it through on a separate piece of, see, I don't have any regular, grab a piece of white. So you can run it through with something like this, run it through like that, cut it out, and then line it up again and get it that way. If you don't want to do the whole arch on it, you can do it that way as well. I just did the whole arch. I was on a roll with cutting the arches out, so I just kept on going with the arches. So what we're going to do with that piece is we're going to make a pocket. So I'm going to put the edge that doesn't look as great on the bottom because we're going to cover it with our frame. It's going to line up perfectly on the sides. I'm only going to put glue on this side, and the bottom. And I'm just going to put a tiny, tiny bit of glue. I want to make sure I have enough room that that's the not as pretty area. But I have enough room to get that card to slip in there. And then I'm just going to line it up with the sides here. And then I always like to kind of push it down on the table just to make sure it's flush. Then we're going to take our cloud cover foil here, frame, and I'm just going to put just a tiny bit of glue around it. You can also use your adhesive sheets on this. I just didn't. Wasn't in my brain to use. Did I do down here yet? Nope. Alright. And if you get too much, just kind of, I'm out of frame. Sorry about that. You can just kind of move it around. Sticking to my finger. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to start with the corner here. I have little pieces of the foil coming off here. Stick it here at the corner. This corner here. And I just kind of run my finger on the inside and the outside to make sure that it's kind of getting all the way to the edge. There we go. Cute. So there we have our back. It has our pocket here, and we have our frame going around there. Then for this, I just have a piece of petal pink and basic white, and I glued them together. Stick it down here. So what I like about green glue is you can, or the liquid glue, you can move it around as much as you want. It gives you that time to be able to do that. All right, so then I'm going to take this is the 1/8 inch punch. This is with our trio punch that we have that comes with the, I think this is is this the mix? It's not the mixed labels. It's the Tags of Thanks bundle. And I'm just going to take the punch. I'm going to stick it in here. I'm going to visually look and see if it is centered. And then punch that through, so we've got that little hole right there. Then I'm going to take this is the petal pink, this is the scalloped ribbon. I love this ribbon. I'm just going to take some of it off here. I'm going to cut it at an angle. I always have to hold it to get it to cut. There we go. And I'm just going to line these, that's not cut very good. I gotta have it pointed so it'll go through the hole. There we go. So I'm just going to put these points together, and then I think what I did, yep, I went this way. So I'm going to push these through here, and then I'm going to make sure that they are both going the right way, because otherwise it's not going to, there we go. See how they're both going the right way in and out? So that way when I pull this, oh, I did it backwards. I always get this backwards, which way you pull it for it to be the knot in the front. So I pull it this way. You would think I would know by now, because I like to do this. I do this quite a bit when I do tags. Alright. Let's just recut you. Alright, and then it goes this way. Alright, and here we go. Okay, and I'm going to pull the tails through, and I just want that knot on the front because it gives a finished look there. And then I can go back. Let me use my snips. Usually those scissors are my ribbon scissors that cut good, but today they're not cutting good for whatever reason. Alright, and then I'm going to cut this one a different length because I liked them to be a different length. Just like that. Then for the back here, all I did was I just stamped in petal pink, which I didn't get out. I just stamped that little tiny flower there from the bundle. Oh, dang it. Still, I can't, I've got these little pieces of gold everywhere. Because when you cut out these gold pieces here, they have all those little spots in there. They have little gold pieces everywhere. I keep getting them on my stamps. Alright, so I'm going to just stamp that just like that. And that's our little tag. So this, we're going to stick it back. And we want our tag done before we put our pieces on because we want to have it centered. So, get this in here the way that I want it. And then we can pull out our second set here. And I did these backwards. I think I did, right? Yep. So on the front, it was on the left side was the vase, and now it's on the right on this side. And I glued these down. So And you want to make sure you only get glue down towards the bottom because you don't want it to glue to your tag. So I'm going to stick this right here. And then we'll do the same thing with our little bowl here. And it's going to go right here. And then we have a tiny little piece of petal pink cardstock that we're going to stamp with You Inspire Me, which this is also from our bundle. The Inspiring Imperfections. I want to get that up there, and I used this one. I used Misty Moonlight. There we go. Got that there. I love the way this Misty Moonlight is off of this petal pink. It's so pretty. Alright, so this is going to go right here. So I'm going to grab a dimensional, stick it right there. I probably need two. So it doesn't bend. And then I'm just going to kind of off-center this a little bit and stick that down just like that. So we've got our front, and now we've got our back. And now we're going to work on our two sides. You know what I did? I glued the sides together. I shouldn't have done that. We can get them out. Alright, so the way I did it was I created each of these sections individually, and then I put them together. Alright, so we have a piece of the DSP, one for each side, and then on the back each of them have a Misty Moonlight, and then they have a cloud cover, and then they have another piece of DSP, which is just that DSP with the on the other side of it. So that and this, and then these go on the front. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the side not glued between the DSP and the cardstock there, because we need to put our piece there to hold it together. And I'm only going to go with a little bit of glue partially over. I'm just going to line this up. Alright. And then this side is not glued. Okay. Then I'm going to glue the cloud cover. This one you can glue all the way. Whoops. And this is just the, I got the dropsies all of a sudden. This is just the next size down from the arch above it, or underneath it. And then we have, I'll use this one because it's over here, our piece of DSP, which is going to go here in the middle. Give it a little pop of color. There we go. We'll do that on this one too. So this one is, which side is not glued? This side is not glued, so that's this one. So then this side needs to not be glued on this one. Alright, so I'm going to glue this down, same as I did the other one, leaving the side over here open. So make sure these are even here. Then I'm going to grab the cloud cover. This is more of like a special card if somebody's going to get married or graduate, or the layout at least, with all the layers in it. And then, nope, we've got, oh shoot. Dagnabbit. It goes on this side, Cassie. It'll be okay. We can make it work, right? It's inspiring imperfection, so if it's imperfect, it's okay. Alright, so this goes here. And then we're going to have to glue this one on now. I think he can probably just stick down by himself just like that. Nope. I got it higher. I can use my little rubber thing and get that off once it dries. Just go ahead and stick this down. There's a piece of, there we go. All right. Helps when you pay attention, right? All right. Now I got glue on me. Okay, so this piece goes here. And there we go. All right. And this side is the one that's open, right? Yep, it's supposed to be. I left one side open. Which side? I think it's, okay, it's this side. This side and this side, right? Yep, okay. Now, to put them together, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight extra pieces over here, and I'm going to cut it down a little bit. I just kind of played around with what fit, how I glued. I was having a hard time getting the exact, getting exact measurements for it. All right, so I'm going to do 1, and I'm going to score it at 1, and then I'm going to cut it at 2. So it's basically a 2, however long it will go in, like the length here. It depends on how you put your glue. And then score it, cut it at 2 and score it at 1. So we're going to score at 1, cut at 2. Whoops. All right, and we need 2 of those. And then I made it so that it goes back and forth. And he's in there. So then we need our one right here. So this is this way. And grab my little tool here. Pop that pocket open. And I'm going to slip it in here. And you don't want to glue it yet because you want to make sure your bottoms are going to match up when you have it in there. I guess you could put them together you probably could put them together before you do all the work on it. I just preferred to do all the work because if I messed up on it, I could redo it. All right. So that's gonna fit. Okay, so then I just pulled it up and glued it. And you just want to make sure that it's going to fold. Whoops, I got too much glue. It'll fold either way. All right, that piece keeps getting stuck to me. All right, so then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And I'm just going to stick my tool in here, pull it apart a little bit because I accidentally glued it all the way. There we go. All right, so see if he will. You might have to cut this one down. Oh, I like them to be the same size though. I made quite a few of these. Okay, there we go. All right, and then this one goes this way. So he's gonna slide in right here. Oops. And they should end up about the same length up here. There we go. And too, if you use your green glue, it does allow you to kind of pull it apart a little bit more. When I tried it with the tear and tape and with seal, it wasn't cooperating. You couldn't move it at all. And I like to be able to move it because they always move on me. So I'm like, I need to be able to fix it if it's not where I want it. All right. Then I'm gonna pop this guy up. It already has some glue, but I'm just gonna make sure. There we go. Okay, did I glue this side? I glued one side over here, not this side. Stick a little bit of glue. Keep getting too much glue. All right. So now we have our folding card. All right, so now we're going to put, oh, I didn't glue this side. Let's glue. I glued that side. I didn't glue this side. Hold that down. Did I glue this side? Nope. Thought I did. All right, we'll glue this side too. Okay. Now we should all be glued. Is this one glued? Nope. Guys, I didn't glue very good, did I? I must have glued the same ones or something. All right. Or maybe they came unglued. These are glued, right? Because these are the ones I just did. Okay. So we're going to put our other arch down here on this left side. We're just centering it. Whoops. Then we're going to take I'm going to get out all of our little gold pieces here. Okay. And I cut out some of these imperfection lines, and I just kind of placed them around however I thought they looked good. So another piece of gold. I think this one I want this way. I just thought this was really pretty on the sides. And for this, I used my tweezers because these suckers are small and very hard to hold. So I would have been smart to use my adhesive strips, but forgot. So just gonna do just a tiny bit of glue and just move it around here. And then I'm just gonna pop it down. You guys have tweezers in your basic toolkit? I love mine. I use them all the time. All right, I'm gonna do this one here. Ooh, that's too much. There we go. All right, and then let's put this one here. Thought this gold was really pretty. Really liked it off of the cloud cover foil. There we go. Next time I make this, I will use my adhesive strips. That will make this so much easier. Alright, and then this guy, let's put him like this. Sorry about that. There's a dog walking apparently. That's my dog Winston. Alright, make it a mess. Okay. Just want to make sure they stay stuck. Alright, then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So, let's have this one this way. I got glue all over my fingers. This one, and then that one. Alright, and then we'll just glue these as well. Alright, so I'm going to go this way with it. Let's move it this way. You guys liking this bundle? You guys have this bundle? It's a very different bundle for me. Stick down there. But I have really enjoyed playing with it. It's a very creative type of bundle. Brings out your creativity for sure. This would be so much easier if I had used adhesive sheets. Oh, they're yapping too. Sorry. Yep. I'm surprised though, because it's 8 o'clock here. I'm surprised that there is somebody walking, but I guess it was a little bit hot this afternoon, so I'm guessing that they waited until it cooled off a little bit when the sun went down. Alright, let's put this one here. Because usually by now they're done walking. It's because I got glue on my fingers. Alright, you're going to stick right there. Alright. Isn't that pretty? Got a lot of glue on my fingers. Alright. And then this side we have these pretty pieces of gold foil that I just put here in the center to kind of accent. I love these because they're just so pretty. Alright, so we're going to go this way with this one. Let me grab this. Yeah, definitely if you use this bundle, use your adhesive sheets. It's the best tip I can give you. Those adhesive sheets are going to be your best friend. Put a little bit of glue right there. All right. Then we'll do this side. Whoops. And again, I'm just like putting just teeny little bit, barely any coming out of the tube. And then just kind of moving it around. And I think this one goes this way. Yep. I don't know what that is on there. There we go. Alright. Push this down with this since it doesn't have glue on it. There we go. Pretty. Isn't that beautiful? And it'll stand up. It folds completely flat. And then we just have to embellish. I just want to make sure these are stuck. Use my block here, since my fingers are gluey. Alright, those should be down now. Alright, so let's do this side first. So for this side, what I used to embellish was our 2025 to 2027 in color pearls, and I used the cloud cover. So let's grab these puppies, and so I put, let's put one here. Did I put, I don't think I did the big one. I think I did the middle and the smaller, because the big was rather big. And then I'm going to do two of these smaller over here. So we'll put one here. Let's put one down here. Isn't that so pretty? I just love this little design here. And then for the back here, I wanted to pull out more of that petal pink on the sides here. So I pulled the rainbow adhesive back dots, and I used the petal pink. I don't use these very often, but they're really pretty. Alright, so I'm going to take one of these big ones. I'll put this one down here. I thought this was really pretty. The front, it pulls out that, because you've got more of that petal pink on the front, so we pull out the cloud cover, and then in the back, we're pulling out that petal pink onto the sides there. Go right there. All right. And that is our second and final project. So this is the front, or how I designed it to be the front. And you can open it up. It'll sit up. And then in the back here, we've got our little tag. You can put something here on the front if you want, but the way I had designed it was that this was the decoration for that. So pretty. And you can display it either way. So it goes either way. So cute, right? I love it. All right. So let's take a look at the two projects we did tonight. This one's a little bit more involved than I normally do with you guys, but I thought it was so pretty and I had so much fun putting it together, I had to show you. All right, so we did these two. This was number one, where it opens this way and then opens this way, and then we have this one. So pretty. You have to put down in the comments which one you like, and then we did have the other one that I did where I colored, so you can either color or you can pull it out. Thank you, oh man, I already forgot. Let me, Marrier. I'm going to remember it. Thank you. Yes, I love the colors too. So pretty. All right. Let's see. So, hi. My next live is going to be next Monday, which is July 14th, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to be doing the Cheers and Sips bundle around 2. If you haven't already seen the first one that I did, I'm going to link that down in the description after this live. I think I forgot to put it in there before. So I will link that first video so you can go watch that one. But I'm going to do a round 2, go through and create some more projects with that. I had such a fun time with that bundle. I want to go back and make some more projects with that. So definitely make sure you have that on your calendar. And then if you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on my socials, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube and you hit that bell so you're notified anytime that I go live or post a video. You can also join my email list and sign up for my card mail list or my birthday card list. All right, if you enjoyed this video, please put this emoji down in the comments so that I can say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Really helps my channel, and I love to bring you guys such pretty projects and give you that inspiration to make your own projects. So thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me tonight. I really appreciate it. I love bringing these projects, and I will see you right back here on Monday for a brand new video. Bye.